Finally getting around to photographing and listing a lot of these hub bearings that I picked up at an auction a while ago, and they don't sell for as much as I thought they would. On average, I'll probably make around $50 each, which I can't complain about. That's still pretty good. These are all brand new hub bearings, and I picked them up at an auction. It was a shop that was going out of business. So they're pretty easy to list. They all have part numbers on them and on the boxes. They're kind of heavy though, so they're hard to ship. Got one listed there. I'm going to list this vintage under-counter clock radio, $34. Yeah, most of these bearings are going to go for $50 each. And I have these ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that I have to list still. Yeah, so anyways, all types of them, all different types. Small one actually for the size of the box. But they're all in plastic bags, so I have to take out the plastic bag and photograph it. This one here was not stored in a plastic bag, and you can kind of see what happens with condensation. So see how it gets all rusted up? But all I do is note that in the listing, and I say that it was surface rust due to condensation, you know, without being stored in a plastic bag, and still going to sell it as a new item. It's warm day, chickens are out and about. Alright, let's go do some work. I have one little repair back here that I want to do. Of course, just ordered this. It's a friction disc. I'm going to change it on my snowblower. Never done it, so hopefully the repair will go nice and smooth. Hey guys, what are you doing in there? Aside from pooping everywhere. Oh, get out of here! My goodness, there's a whole bunch of them. Guys, please. Out, 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 out. Shoot. Shoot, go, 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 go. Get out, get out, get out. Oh, you know, you let them out. They have a big giant yard to go around, and they go right into the spot where I always walk, you know, and then they poop wherever they go. It's annoying. All right, let's get down to work here. See, it's a friction disc. It came apart. So that's what actually does the whole drive shaft for the whole thing, for all the wheels. So apparently it comes off pretty easily. This shaft should come out. You unbolt this, and you just have to move this shaft back. Oh, I don't know. Alright, I'll do some digging around, and if this is like a pretty common part that goes bad, so it should be easy enough to take off. Trying to break a nut this way, I like to put it on there and then just push it down with your thumb or something. Otherwise, if you don't, you're not going to do anything. You're going to whack at it all day and cause some damage. So you just kind of push it down with your thumb. There we go. There we go. Oh, where's the new one? That pretty much, that's the same part. There's the damage. So yeah, apparently these things fail pretty much all the time. Have to be replaced every now and then. I put it all back together now. The one thing that I did is I used a hose clamp. There's a spring clamp that was spread out a little bit too far and it lost its spring, so instead I just put a hose clamp there to make sure this bushing doesn't slide all the way back and forth. There's low RPM, so it's not going to be spinning very fast, so it's no big deal. Love hose clamps. Is there anything that they can't do? There we go. Works pretty well. Well, it's been a couple days after Christmas, and here is one of my Christmas presents that the wife got me. Lincoln Electric Weld Pack 100. I've never welded before, and I've just always wanted one for a while now, just to get started, get my feet wet, and I think something that size is perfect for me to learn the ropes with. So it's WeldPack 100. It's probably the smallest one that Lincoln Electric makes, but it's a wire fed MIG and TIG. So I really don't know anything about welding. I've just been learning the last couple days. But you see here, it does the 1/4 inch is about the biggest it will do. There's a grounding cable, but it has a little nick in it, and I don't know if that's a big deal or not. It has a nick in it. Looks like an angle grinder bit into it or something. Anyways, may just tape that up. I did a little test run with it because I didn't have a helmet. I just shielded my eyes. But yeah, I did a little test run with it, and it seemed to work just fine. Anyways, but I went and picked up a helmet yesterday at Princess Auto. It was 60 bucks for the helmet. So I'm back downstairs, and here's the helmet that I picked up yesterday. Auto darkening. I think that'll do the job well. Pretty nice, 60 bucks. Also picked up a couple little tools that I've been meaning to pick up for a while. I use these things all the time, the nut drivers. Yeah. These ones are really good too with magnetic. So pick those up. Yesterday I also stumbled across another store that I really like in Ottawa here. It's the Habitat for Humanity, and they have a Restore, which is just like a thrift shop for building supplies and other cool stuff. So I actually stumbled across it by accident, and it's a really nice big place. So we went inside and looked around for a good hour at everything, but we had to get going, so we couldn't stay too long. But I did buy some things. Bought this deep well jet pump, and this thing here, I just made a listing for it. Actually, it's on draft. I just took the pictures for it, and I bought this for $100. I'm going to resell it for $289, but I'm going to do free shipping on this particular one, because you can basically go to any hardware store and buy this, and yeah, you could probably buy it for around that price, but plus tax. So I'm going to put it at that price to compete with the hardware stores. So this thing here is brand new in box, and I was thinking of keeping it for myself, but what we have right now in my well is a submersible well pump, and so if that one ever goes bad, I'm just going to replace it. I'm not going to go with this type. So anyways, that was a good little buy. Picked up a couple electric motors, $15 each. I won't be able to make too much money on these, but I will be able to make some money. Well, it's Saturday morning, and I have a little bit of scrap here. I'm going to run over to the scrap yard real quick before they close and drop this off. What do we have here? A mattress and a garage door. Pretty sure that's aluminum, but I'm just going to drop it off the shred pile. Some of the springs and other pieces. So this is from my used to be drop-off bin. People are still dropping metal off there even though there's nothing there, so they're just kind of dumping it there. So the shop called me up and asked me if I could take this for them, so I went and got it. And this mattress, it just reminds me about why I stopped doing the drop-off bin. So someone dropped this mattress off and it was frozen in the ice, so I had to take my knife and go all the way around, and I just yanked on it and ripped it out of the ice. Part of it is still over there, so it's going to be there till the spring. And yeah, so I guess the scrapyard will take that. Maybe I'll take this other last piece off just so they don't get too upset. It's easy enough to come off, I think. Anyways, yeah, I really wish people would not dump this stuff there. Anyways, what can you do? So I'm going to do that real quick, probably get like 10 bucks for it all. But I want to show you something else that's pretty neat I've been working on. So I don't know if it's just cabinet fever. It probably is, because it's the start of winter, so it's just real gloomy, and I've just been hibernating a little bit. But I've been doing some crafts and trying to do some other things that I think might sell. And I made a little coat rack. It's pretty neat. And I took an old piece of barn board that was sitting behind the house. I bolted it all on. So that's a little coat rack. I think people will be interested in it. I'm not too sure of the price point yet that I will do. I'm thinking around, well, maybe like maybe for this one like 40 bucks, 45. I'm not sure. This one here is just, I have two other ones I'll show you in a second, but this one here I'm just not too happy with. I should have chosen a better piece of wood because it's pretty rotten. But what I did is see the back here, I actually put a piece of plywood on the back. So this one here is just not a very nice job. But I put a piece of plywood on the back, I glued it all together. And the way that I secured these pieces is that I took my welder and I welded a nut onto the end of the hammer. And then I just bolted it from the other side. So this one here, I mean, it's pretty neat looking from that side. I think people will like that. That side, not so much. This here is a key holder that I made from a rake. And I decorated it with some old skeleton keys that I had lying around. And this is actually just a piece of plywood. And I took a router and I routed the edges and I stained it. So really it cost me absolutely nothing except for the plywood, but I think I had that laying around. Yeah, so that's a key holder. Same thing, this one's a much better job. I think I'll try to do all the future ones like that. So I kind of filled it in with some wood filler. So there's 2 bolts on this one, but they were kind of going at, again, they're kind of going at different angles. So I made the holes a little bit too big and I had to fill in the holes with some more wood filler on this side too. And then I just used some regular like rubber cement Gorilla Glue for that to put the keys on. And there's 2 more. So this one was the first one that I did. And it's kind of plain but nice. I like the hammers on this one. And it's a much nicer piece of wood. And I put a little bottle opener on that side. These are really on there. They're not coming off. And there's the other side there. It's much nicer and cleaner. This one here is probably the nicest one that I have, I think. So I used all these really rustic hooks that I had. Old nice hardware. So I bolted that piece on and then that one too. So I welded a bolt on that one and a bolt on that piece there. And then just the other ones are just 1 bolt. So yeah, nice little old hooks that they can use at their front door or the shed. And that one's actually a bit loose. I should tighten that one down. Yeah, so I'm just thinking like maybe a workshop or something by the front door so they can hold all of their coats when they're walking. This one's a bit cleaner cleaner on the back. So I just use these bolts with washers. They're a bit hard to really get tight because there's just slots with number 6 Robertson. So I would really appreciate. So I'd like to use actual like hex nuts because you get to get them a lot tighter. All right, grab the gloves. Those aren't my books; those are the kids' books. Oh, we're at the scrapyard. Let's go see what is here today. It's not too deep. Beauty. It's my hot water tank from the other day. Alright, gonna unload that. I want to show you this thing, man. They're not... I said, sell this to me. He's like, so, no, we can't sell anything at the scrapyard. Can't, get in trouble. I'm like, I want it. Just do it. And he's like, nope. Look at this box. I want this. It's already off the axle and everything. You just get a flatbed and drop it off at my house. Roof is good. There's no leaks. Mine, one I have, is leaking like crazy. It's already got some shelving and everything back there. It's like, nope, can't sell it. Nope. It's too bad. It's nice. Oh, wish I could put an ad. It's just, instead of dropping it off at the scrapyard, drop it off at my place and I'll give you extra cash. Nah. Made it back home. Truck's empty. And we made $17.10 from all that. 360 pounds. I'm still getting 105 a ton, metric ton. That's something at least. I found out that my boots are no longer waterproof. They got totally soaked. Better buy a new pair soon. These things are just about ready to hit the landfill. We just came back home from Habitat for Humanity Restore, and we picked up 2 appliances. They're starting to get all snowed on, so I want to move them soon. This one here, really nice. It's actually like mint. Just want to show it to you real quick. It's so nice that we're actually thinking of installing it in our kitchen. Kind of funny, you know, we buy appliances, but not to actually use, but to take apart. But yeah, so this is an Electrolux, and I mean, look at the inside here. It's like mint. It's like this part has never been used. It's gas. But I gotta get this covered up soon. That's a nice purchase. So we bought that for $176, and this one here, it's just a KitchenAid. It's regular. I think it was like 30 some. Let's see here what the price was. Yeah, it was $37.50 for this one, and then $176 or $162.50 for that one. Not bad deal. So both of them together were $200. That's crazy. We're pretty happy about that. So we're gonna make some money off of that, or we might keep it. Not too sure yet. Lots of nice parts on that one. And here are the grates to go with it all. Took them off. So that's the good news. Where the appliances are the good news. Bad news is I have a coolant leak. Not too sure what's going on yet. I gotta figure it out though, because I need the truck for tomorrow. Anyways, I knew something was going on because the cooling fans were coming on and staying on. So the 2 cooling fans were coming on, and then all of a sudden there was absolutely no heat in the cab. So we were like, okay, something's going on with the coolant. And I got home, and it was just whatever's left is just pouring out. I think that's all that's left in there. So gotta figure that out. It's leaking from somewhere. I don't see any wetness around the water pump, so that's good news. I'm sure it's around the radiator somewhere. Maybe one of the hoses. Just using my cell phone to make a quick video, but I'm working on my truck, and I found, pretty sure that there's a coolant leak on the main hose down at the bottom. I think it's the clamp that is kind of loose or something. We'll go check it out. So I took the airbox cover off. And oh my God, I gotta show you guys something gnarly here. You ready for this? Bah. Look at those little, oh my God. Can you believe it? There's my airbox right in there, full of mouseness. Like, is that from the insulation somewhere in my truck? Jeez. I'm gonna just grab it. If I see the little bugger, I'm gonna crush him. Grab it all, take it all out. Damn. It's like, yeah, that's a lot of the insulation from the inside of my car somewhere. The inside of my truck. Something, I think. Oh my God. I don't think he's in here. I think this is old. But like, man, when was the last time I checked that? Oh, look, you can see right through it. You can see right through it. Jeez. When was the last time I guess I haven't checked the air filter in a while because, you know, it's still low kilometers. Man, oh man, that's brutal. Well, I mean, I haven't really noticed anything bad on the truck yet. That's bad. Little buggers. I almost want to put like some sort of grate there or something. Put a grate or mesh or something, so they can't get back in there. But yeah, he chewed right through that thing. God, can you see right through there? It's not supposed to be like that. Little bugger. Okay, so I guess the white stuff that I saw was just a filter, but I don't know what this gray stuff is. It looks like some sort of foam for a heat shield or something. Oh, man. Repair's all done. Here's the culprit. A rotted coolant clamp. Pretty typical, you know, you expect that stuff to happen. No big deal. I did fill up the coolant, but it's gone down by quite a bit. It was all the way up here. I guess just air bubbles are working its way out or something. Anyways, tomorrow, got to go get a new air filter. So putting the old one back in for now. I left a little surprise there for him. A little glue trap. If and when he comes back. So, go pick up a new air filter tomorrow. Put it all back together. Have to remember to bring my screwdriver with me because I don't want to have to drive too far without it. Alright. That's all done. I'm just happy it's not too cold out tonight. So it's Friday and I'm going to show you some of the things that I sold on eBay yesterday. Standard microwave glass plate. Nothing special about this. It's a 13 3/8 inch. So that's how you want to measure these things to list them. I don't really sell too many of these because the shipping is so high. They're just a heavy thing, and you know, when people break them, they really start to question whether or not they should just buy a new microwave. But they do sell. So I sold this one for $30. $30, and they paid $30 for shipping. So I'm just rounding up there. And $62.41 total. Oh yeah, and there's something that new that I'm doing this year. I'm starting to charge sales tax. Yeah, we decided to do that because it's just so much easier for us at the end of the year to calculate everything, because we can keep track of how much tax it is. So basically there's a sales tax table that you can access through eBay, and you can set each province if you're in Canada, and each state if you're in the US, set each place what the sales tax is. So this one is going to Alberta. They have a 5% sales tax, so it's only $1.50 in tax. In contrast here, this one's going to Ontario. We have a 13% sales tax. It's $1.68 for a $13 item. This is a Filter Queen switch, or a Filter Queen paddle. So it activates the on-off switch basically in the vacuum cleaner. It's from Vintage Filter Queen. I do sell, whenever I get those old Filter Queen vacuums, I like parting them out and make a lot of money off those things. Usually get them for free too. Yeah, so that's just something we decided to do because it just makes life so much easier. And so far, you know, my sales haven't slowed down. That was the big fear, you know, that I was thinking that if I started charging tax, people would just get scared away. But nope, I'm doing all right so far, so good. You know, right here, this is all of 2019 sales. So each time I make a shipping label, I print, I cut it in half, and then this is my receipt side for that shipping label. So there's quite a few in there. This right here, that right there is actually all of the international. So mostly America and a little bit of overseas, but not too much. And the rest is domestic. So that is pretty much like 40% international, 60% domestic. Actually, this one here on top is one of the few times I shipped to the UK, and that was a big sale. It happened right before Christmas, and it was 600. See, what I do is I just write down the purchase amount, or sorry, the total amount. The purchase amount and the country or state and what it is. So I sold a bunch of light bulbs for $679. They were projector light bulbs. I had 17 of them, and he contacted me from the UK, and he wanted to buy them all. And shipping it to the UK cost me $113. Yeah, 113. So that was nice. Little sale right before Christmas time. Anyways, let's get back to this. So I sold this guy here. It is a battery backup, UPS APC battery backup. It's one of the pretty standard ones. Nothing's really special about it. I bought a lot of these, I think around 55 of them at a government auction, and I've been selling them pretty steady. So far I think I've sold about 15 of them for $40 each. So I sold this one here, 40 bucks, $22.53 for shipping, and $4.79 for tax, total of $67.27. There we go. So yeah, like I said, I have been selling them pretty steady. Here's my listing right here. So yeah, I'm selling for 39 bucks. So I have 40 available still, and I've sold 15. So far, if you calculate that, it's about 600 bucks. And of course, minus all your fees and whatnot. A couple more sales. This guy here is some RAM, 4 gigabyte RAM. And there's 2 of them. So you bought quantity of 2, $35 each. 69 bucks total. Free ship, sales tax $9, so $78.99 total. Lastly, here is a tap or a faucet spout. This is the second one that I've sold, and I got these at an auction. $25 and $21 shipping. Track pack. It's going to Texas. Yeah, so that's that, guys. So it's just a few things I got to pack up. This here just came in the mail. I'm actually repairing my water softener because it was constantly dripping out of the discharge line. So yeah, the water softener is actually, you know, once you start to take apart, it's really not that complicated. But it has these rings here. These are like spacer rings. So there's a bunch of them there, and this is the only one that's different. I can't remember if that goes on the top or the bottom. I think it goes on the bottom, but I'll figure it out. There's lots of like YouTube tutorials and stuff, but these are the things that go bad. These are just a bunch of O-ring gaskets, and they wear out over time. So I bought some new ones. So I bought 5 packs, and I want my justification in that is I want this repair to be free, and I can actually make a profit after a while. So I bought 5 packs, and the reason is I'm going to sell 4 of them. I'm going to resell 4 of them at a higher price. So I can't remember how much I paid for them, but let's say I sell them for $20 with free shipping, because I can just stick them in an envelope here in Canada, and people will buy them. Because in Canada, you want to buy anything replacement parts or anything, you have to buy it from the States. Like, we just don't have anything up here, so you have to import it. So anyways, that's what I did. I imported these. I'm going to resell them to anyone who needs them. And lastly here, the last thing I want to talk about is this thing here. So I've upgraded my workstation a little bit, and I'm so happy I did this, man. Oh, I'm telling you, my back and my stomach, I was getting so much stomach pain for some reason, sitting in the chair all the time at my desk. It was getting pretty bad. So I feel so much more comfortable in a standing position all the time. You know, after a while, you know, you do get tired and you want to sit down. But I find when you're in a chair, you know, this is a kneeling chair, but even a regular chair, you can't really adjust yourself. You're always kind of in one position. When you're standing, you know, you can shift your weight from one foot to the other. You know, you can put, you know, one leg on a stool or something, one leg up. And so you have a lot more flexibility when you're standing. But they said you kind of want to alternate between sitting and standing if you're doing a lot of computer work. They said around 60% sitting, 40% standing. And also you want to move around, take a break, move around quite a bit. So I've definitely been feeling it because it's the winter time and I'm just doing a lot more computer work. So I upgraded to this guy. Now it's a standing table. There it is there. It's by Prime Cables. It's a pretty common design. I think a lot of companies make these things, but I bought this one, 150 bucks, free shipping on eBay. And I'll leave the link in the description below if you guys want to go check it out. It's a really nice thing. All you have to do when you get it is just put this piece on, and it all comes already assembled. But there's just a little cable, there's a little handle here, and it activates this piston here. And so all you have to do is press that, and it just falls right down. And And so you go into your sitting position. And when you want to lift it up, it's pretty hard to do with one hand. But yeah, you just kind of go like that. Same thing.